Good morning. We'll just give it a few moments, let some people hop on. For those of you who are with me, welcome to class. My name is Lauren. Before we get started this morning, if you have access to a yoga block or some books, that would be helpful. If you don't, it's totally fine. We'll work around it. So just going to give it a few more moments here. So coming into a nice comfortable seated position here on the mat. Maybe we close the eyes, soften the face from the tip of the crown of the head all the way to the jaw. Let the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth. The eyebrows soften. We flip the hands up to receive this energy, or we keep them face down to maintain the energy we have. So whatever feels right for you. Rooting the sit bones down firmly into the mat so the pelvic floor starts to find length and lift. The navel draws in, so we engaging the core. The collarbones slide down and the heart opens. The chin is slightly tucked. And just thinking a nice long line of energy from the tip of the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Start to check in with yourself this morning. Notice how you're feeling. Notice any sensations, any areas of discomfort. Send the breath to those areas. Find your breath in your heart center. And we'll bring the hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra, sticking the thumbs into the heart center. And find whatever's calling to your heart this morning. If you'd like to set an intention for your day, you may go ahead and do that now. Maybe you'd like to focus on a mantra and you'd like to repeat it here from your heart. You can do that also. Or just taking a moment to find something to be grateful for. Whatever is calling to you. Feel this intention, feel this gratitude, feel this mantra coming from the pit of your heart. Bursting all the way to the top and out into the universe, seeing it is already possible for yourself, seeing yourself there, knowing that it is all possible for you. And before we begin practice this morning, if there's any poses that don't feel good for your body or anything that I'm doing on here that doesn't feel so great, go to what feels good for you. I'm just a guide up here guiding you through my yoga practice and what feels good for me and what I find to feel good for mostly other people. But if anything is not feeling good for you, find your breath and find a pose that feels great for you. So we'll release the hands, and if you're sitting on a pillow like I was, you can release it now, keep it to the side. And we'll come into a tabletop position, so on all fours. Just doing a quick alignment check so the shoulders are over the wrists. The eyes of the elbows are plugged forward and the hips are stacked over the knees. Nice deep breath in. Drop the belly, roll the head up, and the throat opens, creating a cow tilt in the low back. Exhale, draw the navel into the spine, all the way, drop the head for cat. And at your own time, at your own pace, move through this cat-cow breath. And this is a great way to start, especially in the morning. It's just a really nice grounding pose, and it's a really great pose to get you in sync with the breath. Maybe we add a little movement to it. Circling the heart forward on the inhale. Tucking the tailbone in on the exhale. And maybe to the opposite side. Beautiful. Finding stillness here. Straighten the left foot all the way back out so that the toes are pointed on the mat. Inhale, right arm sweeps all the way up. And now we lift that back foot. So I'm just going to walk up a little bit here so you guys can see what's going on. So we went here. And we're reaching all the way up, squeezing the glute. With each breath in, we find lift. And each breath out, we lengthen. Squeezing the glute, flexing that back foot for stability. You got this. See if you can go a little bit higher. Exhale, release. We'll take that to the opposite side. So the right leg will straighten all the way back out. And the left arm extends forward. Inhale, draw the left arm up just a little bit higher. And the back foot comes up. Beautiful. So creating a nice balancing posture. You got this. Take a nice breath in. Maybe we lift just a little bit higher, squeezing the glute. Maybe a little bit higher. Hold. Stay with the breath. Exhale, drop it down. Beautiful. Inhale, the right arm sweeps all the way up in front. The left leg extends behind. Exhale. Drop it over and maybe we rest this left arm behind. Taking our gaze over that left shoulder, opening up the heart. Breathing into it. Maybe we twist a little bit deeper. Exhale, gently remove the hand, bringing the left leg back to tabletop. And we'll go for the other side. So inhale, extend the left leg out. Straighten that right leg all the way behind. Take a nice breath in. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Exhale, we cross over that left leg. And maybe we float this right arm behind. Resting it on the low back, opening the heart. Maybe we take a little twist. Stay with the breath. Beautiful. Gently release the bind. And we'll come into a child's pose. Resting the third eye on the mat or on a block, on a pillow, whatever is calling to you. Feel the energy from the earth. Let it ground you. Connect with this energy. Connect with the mat. Connect with your floor. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up to a tabletop position. And we'll step it into a high plank. So creating a little bit of heat here. Let's rock forwards and back and forwards. Staying with the breath. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, like a string is dragging the hips from the top. Press them all the way up to the ceiling, creating a cow tilt in that low back. Inhale, roll it forward to high plank. Exhale, sweep it back to down dog. Inhale, high plank, look forward. Exhale, downward facing. And use your breath to move you through this nice little flow from plank to down dog. If you want to get a little creative with it and move with it, if you're ever so inclined, go there. Two more rounds. We'll meet in plank. And we'll take a chaturanga. So we'll lower all the way down, plugging the elbows towards the body. The gaze is forward. Exhale, lower the belly down. Untuck the toes. Keeping the elbows as close to the body as we can. Inhale, we come up for low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tucking the toes, shifting the hips back and up into our downward facing. From here, walk the hands to meet the feet. And we'll come into our first forward fold. So taking a generous bend to the knees here, we want to make sure that the torso is stacked on top of the tops of the thighs. Let the head become heavy. Shaking the head, yes and no. Maybe grabbing hold of each forearm and rocking from side to side. If you have your forearms, if you have hold of the forearms, gently let go. Inhale, root to rise, one vertebra at a time, with the head being last to rise. And we come into Tadasana, or mountain pose. So just taking a moment here to ground, spreading the toes nice and wide, maybe rocking back and forth, maybe closing the eyes, checking the balance here. Finding that lift in the heart, rolling the shoulders back and down. Inhale, the arms come all the way up over the head. Maybe the palms touch or maybe they don't, and that's okay. Keeping the tailbone nice and tucked. Pulling the rib cage in. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, we shift over to the right so that left hip crease extends over to the left side and the torso reaches over to the right, all the while keeping the heart nice and open. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let it out. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, send that right hip crease towards the right and reach the torso over to the left. And think extending all the way from the crown of the head and keeping the heart nice and lifted. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale. Take it down into Utkatasana, awkward pose. Inhale, shoot all the way up. Whoop. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, all the way up, coming onto the tippy toes. Exhale, sink it down. Maybe we'll try it with our eyes closed if you want to challenge. Take a nice deep breath in. And keep the eyes closed. Notice how you have to rely on the other senses when the eyes are closed. Feel the feet on the ground. You got this. Woo! Exhale, lower back down. Utkatasana, opening the heart. Inhale, straighten all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Planting the palms. We step this left foot back. Coming down onto that left knee. Inhale, we lift all the way up for a low lunge. Beautiful heart opener, just in time for the holiday. Love it. Sink a little bit deeper. Stay with the breath. Keep the heart open. Maybe the throat comes open a little, whoop, a little bit more. By taking the gaze and tracing it over towards the ceiling. Exhale, bow forward, plant the palms. And we'll bring that left foot back to the right, come into the forward fold. When you're ready, plant that left foot into the mat. Step the right foot back, coming onto that right knee. Inhale, coming all the way up for a low lunge on the opposite side. So really sinking deep in here, nice. And we could take the gaze over and back. Exhale wherever you are, pressing into the mat. Tucking those back toes. And we'll shift it into a three-legged dog, dropping that left leg down, downward facing. So begin to walk the hands out in front. And the feet are going to come a little bit in front too. Coming down onto the knees, you may need to walk the hands out a little bit further as we rest the torso on the tops of the thighs for puppy dog pose, resting the chin on the mat. So you should feel the belly on the top of your thighs. And if it feels a little too intense for the neck to have the chin on the mat, just bring the forehead on the mat and feel the belly on the tops of the thighs. Feel this life force energy come back into the breath. Breathing into the spine, elongating it, creating a cow tilt on the lower portion of the back. Beautiful. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Coming into our tabletop, tucking the toes, shifting the weight back, and we'll reach up into our down dog once more. And from here, feel free to just pedal it out, moving from side to side. Engaging that lower body just a little bit more. Moving the breath around, sending it wherever it needs to go. From here, inhale, the right leg comes all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Pivoting on that back foot, inhale, draw the energy all the way up for Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. And just another quick alignment check. So the knee is at a 90-degree angle. We're not doing this, and we're not over here. We're a nice, straight, long line of energy. The weight is centered, the tailbone is tucked. Beautiful. Spiral it out, Virabhadrasana 2, so the hips shift towards the horizontal side of the mat, rolling the shoulders down, the gaze comes over that right middle finger. Straighten that front leg, take a nice deep breath in, exhale, we reach all the way towards the right until we can't go any longer, and we have our block handy. We come onto the block, stacking the shoulders over one another, a nice long line of energy from both arms extending. If we don't have the block, we take it wherever we can. Inhale, draw it back up, use the core to keep you up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, reach forward wherever you fall. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. Maybe we extend this right arm out. Keeping the heart lifted, you got this. Maybe even smiling. Wherever you are, draw it back up. So if we have the block, or if we have something like a block, keep it about a block's distance from the big toe, so like so. And you can keep it long ways, just a little bit to the side of that front toe. I'm gonna step back a little bit so you guys can see this better, because I'm getting cut off. Okay. So the arms coming up nice and wide. We're getting ready to go into our half moon pose. So this is a really great balancing posture. It's a hip opener, and there's just a lot going on. So there's a couple of ways we can get into it. So the arms come all the way up, rolling the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, reach forward. Coming into Trikonasana, or triangle pose. Let the front knee soften quite a bit. Walk that left foot about halfway closer to the body. And if we have the block, we press into it, coming up onto that left pinky toe, and maybe we come all the way up. See, it's a little tricky, a lot going on. Woo! Okay, so this is one way we can get into it. So those of you who don't have a block, that's totally fine. We can try it another way. So we're here, reach forward, coming in to our Trikonasana, triangle pose. From here, take the left arm, the straight arm, circle it down. Bring the pinky to the outer edge of the mat. Bring the right hand next to it. And you could walk the hands out just a little bit in front of the toes. Again, soften that front knee quite a bit. Step this left foot in the middle of the mat. And let the earth, let the energy of the earth really pick you up and move you all the way up. So nice deep breath in. Spiral, and we can go ever so slow. Spiral that left arm up. And eventually, the heart opens. Think of the crown of your head extending all the way to the tailbone, or vice versa. Stay with the breath, even if it feels a little wobbly today. Very wobbly on this side today, my goodness. To come out, gently drop that left leg down, and the left hand, bring it back onto the hips, and we come up. And we'll take that to the opposite side. So step that left foot forward, and feel free to shake it out here. Take a little glass of water if that's calling to you. And we'll prepare the opposite side. So getting our blocks handy if we need them. Okay, so let's take a nice sun salutation. Inhale, the arms circle all the way up. Exhale, bending at the hip crease all the way down. Inhale, we lift, flat back. Gaze is forward. Exhale, melt the heart down. Plant the palms, step the right foot back, and the left, come into a downward facing. Inhale, the left leg sweeps all the way up. Exhale, stepping it through the hands. Pivoting on that back right foot. So the right toes are pointing towards the front of the mat, in line with that left ankle. Inhale, drawing the energy all the way up, balancing the weight towards our center. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Feel the power of this pose. It's one of the most powerful yoga postures there are. Channel the warrior within. Sweep it out to the side, coming to Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten that front leg. Take a nice deep breath in. Again, if you need the block, bring it on the inside of that left foot. Reach forward until you can't go any longer. And we find the mat, a block, our shin, wherever. Just think nice, straight, long line from one arm to the other arm, reaching all the way up. Inhale back to center. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Reach, reach, reach. And find your triangle. Maybe this left arm extends all the way out in front, creating a little bit more heat. Inhale, draw it all the way back up. And now we'll prepare to go into our crescent moon pose. So however you want to try that on this side, you may go ahead and do so. I'll do it with the block. So we're taking the block about a block's distance away from the foot in front. So we're reaching forward, going into our triangle. From here, we soften that front knee, so we take a bend to that front knee. And we walk this back foot halfway closer to the body. Now, if we have our block, you know what to do. If we don't, right, we bring those hands on the inside of the left foot. And we begin to lift off with the back toe first. And then the heart sweeps open. Finding stillness, finding your balance, finding your breath. You got this. Softening the face. Think a nice long line of energy extending from the tip of the tailbone all the way out through the crown of the head. Exhale, gently come out of it. Sweep those arms up. Inhale, draw the energy up, point the toes out. Taking a nice wide stance here on the mat. So we're in our star pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Draw the energy all the way up. Exhale, bend at the waist. Point the fingers forward, freeze and hold here, keeping the back nice and flat. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the mat. The hands on the mat, the hands on a block, or maybe your head is on the mat, wherever you are, whatever your experience. Inhale, draw it all the way back up. Bring the hands out in front, and maybe we can come back up the way we went down, one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, squeeze the root. Exhale like rain, gently floating the arms down. Beautiful. From here, step the left to meet the right. Inhale, we'll circle the arms up for another sun salutation. The sun is starting to come out by me. I'm excited because it was very cloudy this morning. So maybe our sun salutations are doing something. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, we lift. Flat back, gaze is forward. Exhale, melting the heart down. Planting the palms. Stepping the right foot back and the left. We come into our high plank. I'm just going to crawl up here so you guys can see. From here, we walk the right hand in the middle of the mat. Dropping that right knee in line with that right hand, pivoting that left foot towards the side. Inhale, we come all the way up. And maybe this right leg straightens and we come into our side plank. Keeping those hips nice and up so we're not dipping here. We're nice and engaged, nice long line of energy. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, 2.5. Exhale, float this left arm down, coming back into the high plank. We'll take it to the opposite side, so the left hand comes in the middle of the left mat, dropping that left foot down, pivoting on that right foot. Inhale, coming all the way up. Maybe this left leg straightens and we find balance. Hold for 3, 2, 1, 1.5. Exhale, gently release, coming back into the high plank. Coming down onto the knees, we'll take a little child's pose here. Just collecting the breath. Getting a little bit more energy going. Inhale, coming up onto the forearms this time. Stepping the right foot back and the left, we come into our plank. Keeping the core nice and strong. Keeping the face nice and soft. Inhale, step it up into our high plank. Exhale, downward facing. from here, yogi's choice. You can walk the feet wide on either sides of the hands, or you could take a bend to the knee and hop over there. Coming into Malasana or garland pose. Bring the hands to prayer. Keeping the spine nice and straight, the tailbone tucked. Dropping that right hand in the middle of the mat. Inhale, circling and spiraling this left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, maybe we float it behind the back. Maybe we stay here, we're finding this nice openness in our heart. Or maybe we take it forward or further, so we take our right hand, creep it behind that knee, and maybe we grab hold of fingers. So this allows us to open even more in the heart, in the shoulders, in the throat, and twist, twist, twist. We're wringing out our organs, we're getting rid of all these toxins with each twist. Breathe into it. Exhale, if you took the bind, gently release. Let that new blood start flowing. Inhale, back to center. Planting that left palm down. Inhale, the right arm circles up and it creeps behind the back. Maybe we grab hold of opposite fingers and we take the bind and twist, twist, twist. If you have the bind, gently release out of it, back to center. And from here, we'll walk the hands behind, keeping the feet pressed onto the mat and the knees bent. Bring the fingertips pointed behind. Nice deep breath in. Inhale, we lift the hips all the way up for a reverse tabletop position. Keeping the face soft, keeping the core nice and lifted, squeezing the glutes. Maybe we drop the head. Exhale, gently lower, one vertebrae at a time, with the head being last to fall. This time, we'll take the right knee and we'll bend it and rest it on top of that left thigh. If this is too intense, just we'll take it to the reverse tabletop. We don't want any tension on the knees. We don't want any of that. So if you're feeling any sort of pain, take it back. If you're feeling good, right here, take a nice breath in and shoot all the way up to the ceiling. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the root, drawing the energy all the way up the spine. Take 3 rounds of breath. Exhale, gently lower back down. And we'll take that over to the right side, or to the left rather. So the left leg sweeps up, bends in, and rests on top of that right thigh. Nice deep breath in. And shoot all the way up to the ceiling. Keep that tailbone lifted. I just saw mine drooping. Exhale, gently lower down. Keeping the knees bent. Interlace the elbows or forearms underneath the knees, giving yourselves a nice hug. Drawing the navel into the spine, curving the back, creating a cat tilt in the spine. And I'd ask for you to take a moment here and just send yourself so much love. When we have love for ourselves, it opens up so many possibilities and so many doors, and ultimately it allows more love to come into our lives. So with the season of love being right around the corner, let's start with loving ourselves first, because we can't love anything else unless we have this love for ourselves. Inhale, move that heart forward, breathe in the love. Exhale, tuck the tailbone in. Breathing in that love. Letting go of things that no longer serve. Find a normal breath. Unravel if you had your arms connected. And just bring them underneath the knees like so, finding lift in the heart, of course. Sinking back into our seat. And we come into our boat pose. So really want to keep this heart lifted. Sinking in the tailbone into the mat. Maybe one arm lifts up and maybe the other. And maybe we stay here, or maybe we sink back a little lower, and maybe we straighten those legs out. Keeping the face soft. I promise this is the last challenging one today. Exhale, drop it down. We'll take that 2 more times. So bring the hands underneath the knees, puffing our chest out. Sinking back into the seat, keeping the chest and the throat open. And coming to wherever we find. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sinking back into the seat for our last round here. Inhale, the right arm comes up and the left. And maybe we stay here, or maybe we straighten for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, gently release. Curl up into the smallest ball you can become and roll back and forth, maybe side to side if that feels good, giving yourself a nice little massage. Bring the arms out nice and long on either side of the mat. Exhale with bent knees, drop them over to the right side and take the gaze over to the left. Inhale, bringing the knees back to center. Exhale, taking it over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Straighten that left leg out in front. And grab hold of either the knee and draw it into the chest, or maybe we grab hold of the foot, the sole of the foot, pressing the tailbone into the mat. And maybe we stay here giving ourselves a nice little hug, or maybe we need a little bit more, one last stretch. Maybe we straighten that right leg out. And maybe we send it over to the left. Inhale, coming back to center. Dropping that right leg all the way down. Take it to the opposite side. So we grab hold of this right leg and draw it in for a nice big hug. And maybe we stay here. Or maybe we grab hold of the soles of the left foot. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, kick the foot out. Straightening that leg. Breathing into the hamstrings, into the glute. Exhale, maybe we shift the straight leg over to the right for a nice little twist. Keeping that left shoulder blade on the mat if you can. Inhale, drawing it back up to center. Exhale, gently release. Let the eyes become heavy in the sockets. Let the toes splay out. Let the hands curl. Everything in the background begins to fade. And the breath starts to normalize. Letting go of any worry that may come, any thought that crosses your mind, welcome it. And simply view it as such, just a thought. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, we'll come into a nice comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing the hands together, and let's rub the palms at our heart center, getting in some extra heat, feeling this energy that we just generated. send the energy wherever it needs to go. Maybe the throat, maybe the third eye, maybe the crown, or the root. And before we close this morning, let's end it with some breath work to get you going through the rest of your day. So sitting up nice and tall. The arms, the fingertips are going to rest on top of the knuckles, like so. The thumbs will point out, and we'll take it up over the head. So we're about to engage in some kapalabhati breath or some skull shining breath. This is great to do for energy. This is great to do to start your morning in the middle of the day. It really is just a great little pick-me-up. So just watch me first, because it can be a little foreign to people who are not used to it. So inhale halfway, exhale through the nose. So you see how the inhale and the inhale will come naturally with the exhale when we breathe in and out through the nose. And it's coming from this center point, our solar plexus, from the stomach and the belly. So contracting is normal. And if your breath doesn't match mine, that's totally fine. Find your breath. This is your body and your practice. So get in tune with it. All right, let's get started. Breathe in halfway. Exhale. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold it in and up at the top. Squeeze the root. Exhale. Powerfully let go. So taking the hands back into our heart. Pressing the thumbs into the chest. Feel the beating of our heart. Feel your purpose. Know your purpose. This is your life force. The breath, the heart. It's all moving and working for you without you even asking it to. And that in itself is beautiful. So closing the eyes as we seal our practice this morning. Thanking ourselves for all the hard work. Thanking the body for allowing this movement. The discipline of the mind for staying in the present moment, the here and the now, and ultimately the breath that interconnects the mind, the body, and spirit. And I hope you leave class this morning with some extra energy, some love, and gratitude for the rest of your day and the rest of your week. Namaste. So, thank you guys for sharing your energies with me this morning. And if you have any questions for me about yoga or mindset wellness, I'd be happy to answer them for you. You can type it below in the comments. Hi, River. Oh my God, how are you? So nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Otherwise, I hope you all have a beautiful day. I don't know where you are, but the sun is starting to come out by me, and I had a great time practicing with you. I just can't wait for the next Wellness Wednesday. Namaste.